Hello students, this is Sulekh Sharma from Department of CSC in ECB College Bikaner. Today we are proceeding towards our fourth part of transaction processing that deals with conflict serializability. These are the contents that we are going to study. We'll study about conflicting instructions, then we'll proceed toward our conflict serializability. Before this lecture, we have come across a number of terms like schedule, serial schedules, non-serial schedules, and serializability. A schedule, just to make you remind once again, it just shows you the sequence of executions of various instructions that are occurring in multiple transactions. When there are different transactions accessing your database concurrently, whatever the sequence of instructions in those transactions takes place is known as a schedule. Schedule could be termed as a serial or a non-serial schedule if each of the transaction is executing their instructions one after the another. The schedule is known to be serial schedule, and if they are performing in an interleaving fashion, it is known as non-serial schedule. And as we have studied always, that serial schedule make your database consistent, leave our database in a consistent state, but that may not be true for non-serial schedules. To make out our non-serial schedule or to help our non-serial or interleaved schedule to make our database state consistent, we read the concept of serializability, basically which helps to identify that which non-serial schedules can make our database consistent. As we are saying that non-serial schedules may not always keep your database state consistent, so some of them are equivalent to serial schedules, which we are calling as serializable schedules. So which are those schedules that help us to make our database state consistent despite the fact that they are non-serial schedules. To identify those schedules, we use the concept of serializability. This is showing you the classification of schedules that we are going to study in our DBMS. Broadly classify in serial and non-serial schedule, as we have discussed in previous lecture also, that we are having two different notions of serializability, namely conflict and view serializability. Today we'll focus on conflict serializability properties. Again, two types of serializability that we are going to consider here: conflict serializability and view serializability. To understand this serializability, both the types, we will focus only on the read and write operations of the transaction. So whenever we are going to consider, see, this is not the case that the transactions will not have the instruction which could perform some more operation like for plus minus or any changes or any assignment of variable values to your database items. But to check whether they are equivalent to any serializable schedule or serial schedule, the only thing that is going to affect is read and write instructions of the particular transaction. That's why whenever we are going to check for their serializability thing regarding conflict or view, we'll only consider read and write instruction, and we'll write our transaction in some simplified form using only these two operations. So starting with before going to your conflict serializability, we should understand what actually conflicting instructions means over here. Conflict, a literal meaning is when we don't when two things do not agree with each other, like over here also. If we want to find two instructions, which two instructions are said to be conflicting instructions, just assume that you are having a number of transactions that are concurrently executing in interleaved fashion, and we are having inter instruction in all those transactions. So any two transactions from two different any two instructions from two different transactions are said to be in conflict if they are accessing same item. Item name could be anything. Here we have written for just symbolic queue, and at least one of the two instructions, one of these instructions should rot queue. That means one operation should be write operation over the same item that has been accessed by those transaction. So if three transactions are going on in parallel and you want to find the conflicting instructions out of those transactions, first you should note that instructions should be from different transaction. The instructions from same transaction cannot be said as conflicting transaction instructions because they are in sequential order, or the operations that are forming a sequence in a particular transaction. But how they are going to create a problem when the instructions are from different transaction which are accessing same item. Now in which case it could create a problem, in which case we could say that those instructions or operations are conflicting, as we have shown over here also, that if our item, see over here, ti is suppose your t1, tj is suppose your t2, these are simply the name of the transaction. Whenever we are writing I1 and I2, we are simply referring that this instruction is belongs to ti, and ij is referring to tj. That means if I am writing I1 and I2, then I1 will belong to transaction t1 and I2 will belong to transaction t2 respectively. Now if both are instructions from two different transactions, then what operations we could consider about conflicting operation or conflicting instructions? Basically these are four possibilities, as we have decided earlier that to understand these concepts we will look on only two different operation for read and write. So in first transaction it is a read operation, second transaction it is also a read operation. If this is the case, we will not say that they are conflicting, they are said to be non-conflicting operation. Moreover, if both the items are different, then also it is a non-conflicting operation. If they are accessing same items and one of those operation is a write operation, then we say that the operations or my instructions are conflicting. I hope it is clear. So which instructions you will say that they are conflicting, or which operation will you say are conflicting? First thing, those operations should be in different transactions. Second thing, they should assess same item. Third thing, out of them one should be a write instruction, and if this is the case, we will say that the instructions are conflicting. If what why we are focusing over here on the conflicting, because they force a temporal, or we could say a logical order for the transactions. If we are not focusing on see, if we are not considering non-conflicting instruction, what we are trying to say is that non-conflicting instructions are not going to affect the result. If two read operation are there, simply they are just reading the value of database items, right? Whatever is going to affect your database state is your write operation that you are doing. So in a transaction, when a write operation happen, there is a chance of change in the state of the database, and that will affect the consistency of database state. That is why we need to keep in mind, that is why we need to study which instruction may in future could deteriorate our consistency of the database. That's why we are majorly focusing over here conflicting instructions. So over here we have shown some example of what are conflicting instructions look like. For example, over here single item a has been assessed by transaction T1 as well as T2. Now the schedule is in this direction. First this instruction will be execute, then next of T1 again execute, next at third instant of time T2's first instruction will be execute. Now write A and read A are said to be conflicting instruction. Why so? Because they are assessing same item and one of those instruction is executing a write operation, right? But over here, since those two items are different, so they are not conflicting instruction, they are said to be non-conflicting instruction. Moreover, it is not always the scenario. You should not consider only the successive instructions. As what I mean to say is that I have just arrowed over here from for this instruction as well as this instruction. If I talk about this read A and this read A, these are non-conflicting instruction because they are only read operation on the same item. But if I talk about this read A and this write A, they are conflicting operations, they are conflicting instruction. That means you should not only check only the successive instruction, you should check from starting to last, whatever the sequence or one after the another or in a order they are happening one after the another, which instructions are said to be conflicting and non-conflicting. So again, if one of those, now these are two transaction, we will consider two instruction in different transaction. Third thing, they should access same item, yes they are accessing same items. And fourth one is that it out of them one should be write operation. So instruction number 2 from T1 and instruction number 1 from T2 are conflicting instruction. Instruction number 1, that means I1 from this your R1 from your T1 and your W2 from T2 are conflicting instruction, but R1 and R2 from different transaction are not conflicting instruction. Similarly, if we are considering read and write operation but for a different items, over here writing has been done for A and reading has been done for B, so they are non-conflicting instruction. I hope the scenario is very much clear to you. Now consider two schedules S and S dash. If somehow by swapping only non-conflicting instructions, swapping means you can just change the order of execution. We are not saying that we are going to swap the instructions within the transaction. No, the instruction will remain in the same transaction. You could just swap the order of execution. And after that swapping, if two schedules S and S dash are become equivalent, then we say that they are conflict equivalent. And if the schedule S that you are transforming to a S dash schedule and that S dash is found to be a serial schedule, then we say that the schedules are conflict serializable. Try to understand once again. Consider that you are having two schedules. See, this is also one schedule. You are having a similar schedule written over here. Now if for both the schedules somehow I could change the sequence, if it is possible that I could change the sequence of non-conflicting operations, yes it is possible. And just we are swapping, we are not exactly swapping simply writing read B over here and write A over here. No, we are just swapping the execution order. I will execute read B over here and write A over here. It could be done, it will not affect your last result or last outcome of your transaction execution. Now by swapping you are only non-conflicting instruction. If somehow this schedule converts to a serial schedule, then the schedule is known as conflict serializable schedule, right? Once again, first thing, serializable schedule is any schedule that is equivalent to a serial schedule is a serializable schedule. Now if the schedule, in that schedule you are just swapping non-conflicting instruction to make it a serial schedule, then that schedule will be known as conflict serializable schedule. And which two statements should be swapped only, which two statement execution sequence should be swapped only, they should be only non-conflicting instruction. That means you cannot swap the execution sequence of read conflicting instruction. For example, over here T1 is writing and T2 is reading, so it has to be done this way only, that after writing by transaction T1, T2 should read the value of A. You cannot change the sequence of conflicting instruction, but you can change the sequence in non-conflicting instruction. It will not affect the actual execution that was happening. Such schedules, when one schedule is completely converted to another schedule and this schedule is a serial schedule, is known as conflict serializability. Now if we talk about the example that we were discussing, is it a serial conflict serializable schedule? That means, can we interchange non-conflicting operations, the sequence of non-conflicting operation? Let us try. So these are non-conflicting operation that we will try to change or try to swap the execution sequence. Now first, it will look something like this, that in place of write A, I want to execute read B. So it will come up and it will be in place of read B. Similarly, read B over here and read B over here is again non-conflicting operation, because they are performing, first thing they are read operation, second thing they are performing on two different. So read B will come over here and read A will come over here. Similarly, again write B and write A, and write B and read A are non-conflicting operation. It could shift to another place. So all the transaction of T1 will come together and all the all the instructions of T2 will come together and it will become a serial schedule T1. The execution of two transaction is conflict serializable because it is finally equivalent to a serial schedule like this. So this schedule has become a, after a sequence of swapping, we have converted it to a serial schedule. So we will say that this schedule that we were initially having is a conflict serializable schedule. I hope it is okay with you. So finally we are able to convert our schedule to a serial schedule. Now, is it always possible to convert a conflict serializable or to conflict equivalent schedule to a serial schedule? No, it is not always possible, as it is shown over here that we are having two transaction T3 and T4 which is having three operation, and all the operations from two different transactions are operating only same item named as Q over here. Since read and write, read from T3 and write from T4 are conflicting, we cannot change the order. Similarly, these two are also conflicting operation, we cannot change the order. So in this case, we do not have any chance to change the order and hence it cannot become a serial schedule. We cannot swap because we are not having any non-conflicting instructions, so it cannot be converted to any serial schedule as a T3 followed by T4 or T4 followed by T3. So this is a not conflict serializable. So this was all for today. Just we have understood that what do you mean by serializability again, and how conflict serializability could be understood, and by looking at the transactions or the sequence of transaction, how you could check whether it is conflict serializable or not. Just to remind you again, you should first think which instructions are conflicting instructions. After identifying conflicting instruction, you just simply need to swap non-conflicting instruction. Swap again is just to swap the order of execution, not the actual swapping will happen. After a series of swappings, if you are able to get serial schedules out of that non-interleaving serial schedule, non-interleaved schedules, non-serial schedules or interleaved schedules, if you are able to get a serial schedule, then we will say that it is a conflict serializable schedule. In next series we will study more about conflict serializability and view serializability. Till then, stay safe at your home. Thank you very much.